I'm so excited.
Yes.
Excited for you.
So there we go. Hey, I'm not sure. I don't have my YouTube up.
I'll tell you.
There we go.
I just noticed you broke 500, ma'am.
Yeah, thanks.
Woohoo!
I feel like I just looked and you were like really close.
It's been a long time coming. It's awesome.
It's the best. All right, it looks like we're live.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Got quite a few people in the chat. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like having something to do on an afternoon because there's never anything going on Saturdays anymore. So
that's today is like the big romance day of the year because there's live events all day. It's Romance Bookstore Day.
Yeah, Bookstore Day.
So anyone watching, what you can do is later there are a ton of links on Twitter and they have a YouTube channel, and most of the videos I think are going up on the YouTube channel. So like I'm waiting until everything's up.
Yeah,
because I couldn't decide. I was like, "There's too much going on." Oh my God. I can't. I'm overwhelmed. I'll watch what I can later. So.
Yeah, there's a lot. I saw Avon, they kept going live on Instagram and I would pop on. I was like, what's going on? And then I finally saw somewhere that it was like Romance Bookstore Day. So I was like looking my email for like deals. I was like, ooh, is anyone having deals? But I haven't seen anything yet. So if anyone has any good deals out there, let us know.
I haven't seen deals yet, but
or don't. I don't think I need them.
I don't need more books.
Yeah,
just reorganizing.
I'm waiting for a package of all my Nalani Singh to show up. Because I'm going down that track, so I have 8 coming to my door.
And you have a problem, and we're all envious of it.
You what?
You have a problem, and we're all envious of it.
I know. No significant other, children, pets, or anyone to spend money on but me. So this is what happens, and I'm going to take advantage of it while I can, or maybe I'll get lucky like some of you who your significant others let you do that because they love you. So
I mean, they should if you enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's good to have thrifty tendencies already. So, I mean, I rarely buy books full price anymore. So, there's that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm like you. Like, I don't care really what a book looks like. Like the more used and worn and loved, like the better.
And Chloe just found thrift books and the magic of thrift books.
No, I just found Abe books. I've known about thrift books, but Abe books, I did not know about that. So I was looking on thrift books to find, because I'm reading that I Heart series by Lindsay Kelp, and I've got like 4 out of 8 or something. And so I was trying to find the other 4, and thrift books only had 2, and Amazon they're like $15. And they're not even that good. So I'm like, what? And so I got them on Abe Books.
Can you spell that? Someone's asking what it is.
Yes, I'll type it in the comments.
Type it out so people know. Tell the people the things. Better World Books had a 20% off if you had 4 or more books. I can't remember what it was. It was like a back to school thing, but it worked on all the books.
Many people buy books that I don't have room.
Yeah, I know. So this month I'm only so far, spoiler for my in and out, so far only hauling 2 books, and this will be the first month in like 6 months that I am like getting rid of more than I'm hauling, I hope. And so I'm trying to stay off of the book site.
Awesome.
That's beautiful. I'm really happy for you.
Jen's just swimming in books right now.
Yeah, Jen's like, I have no idea what that feels like.
I'm like, people get rid of books?
Yeah. I was so
on top of my books to get rid of.
Because I was trying to get under 1,000. And now I'm almost at 1,100 after getting rid of 50. And then because in July I bought 150 books because I went to all these different thrift stores.
Nice.
And I just and then I got my book box, with the 20 books. I only keeping 13, but still. And then I went to visit my best friend in Duluth, and we went to all of their thrift stores, and I got a bunch of, and I was just like, oh God.
But that's so much cheaper than therapy. And that's the way I see it. Like, if I can spend 2 hours in a bookstore and just browse that way, then it's cheaper than therapy.
Yeah.
So
I'll show you one of my finds today because I love these like Elizabeth Lowell covers. In the Enchanted, I think, is or whatever, and so I love pink and purple books. Oh
I love pink books.
Anyway, I'm just
is Lizzie coming, or do we know?
She said she'd be here. Yeah, Lizzie's supposed to be here in a bit, but
if somebody else wants to jump in, maybe.
I was like, maybe she can join. Jen, do you keep a log of what is on your shelves? Yes, Antonella, I do. Hold on.
I also keep a log.
How?
I have
I'll show you. I'll show you. Tamika asked me this the other day. So there's this app. It's called My Library. It's free, and it's where I put all my books. So it tells me how many I have.
So I use a different app, but yeah, same thing.
And why don't you guys just use Goodreads?
Because it's a lot harder to search it in the moment, and this doesn't require internet, and it's much easier to like add books. Goodreads. Okay. I love to use Goodreads for everything.
This is Book Buddy Plus is what I use. I spent the money on it. It's like $5.
Okay.
And I can scan the barcodes. I don't know if yours scans barcodes, Jen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So scan the barcodes.
And you can have shelves, like different shelves.
And I can mark what I've read and what I haven't read because I do to know.
Yeah.
Majority of my bookshelf is read books. Actually, like I don't buy books I haven't read digitally. That's my rule. Do I follow it? No. I go to book festivals and events and I buy books I haven't read, but maybe 80 to 90%.
533 of my books are unread. So pretty much exactly half.
I mean, you'll finish that in 2 months. It's fine.
Yeah. Right. Yes. I've been using this app for 4 years now. And if you're changing phones, you can actually export it to your phone so that when you get a new phone, you can re-download onto it. And then when I'm shopping, because this is what happens, this is why I have it on my app, is I'll be at a thrift store and I'll be like, oh, do I have this Celeste Bradley? And you don't know how many times the same book.
Yeah.
Twice.
I does the same thing.
And there it is.
I'm going to have to go check out yours, Jen, because free is always better.
Yeah, some people use it, but to me, like at this point, to add in what I already had,
I know,
would be such a pain in the butt.
Whereas
that's what I'm thinking. Mine are like on Goodreads, but not like I know there's some missing and stuff. And but the thought of like redoing all of it. And Antonella, man, you just struck anxiety in everybody here. She said just recently, I thought, what would happen if Goodreads crashed?
You can export your Goodreads actually occasionally if you want to have a backup of that data.
So because I use Goodreads mostly for my like want to read. That's what I really use Goodreads for. So then if I'm shopping, I can pull it up. So for me, I use it for what I want to read when people give me suggestions, and then for like rating them. But in my library app, it's just so that when I'm shopping, it's easier to pull up. Like Goodreads has so many problems.
And when you search on Goodreads, like half the time it pulls up the wrong book.
Yeah.
Or it'll let you save like multiple editions, and so then it says you don't have it on your shelf, and you do. You're just in the wrong edition.
Yeah. It did that with one where like I had read it only 6 months ago, but it wasn't a memorable book, and I got halfway into it and realized I already read it, but Goodreads didn't have it as read. Okay, when I'm reading 400 plus books a year, I need Goodreads to tell me if I've read it or not. So
I'm liking Storygraph. I'm just saying it might be better than Goodreads.
Yeah, no, I actually keep a spreadsheet because I have over 1,200 Kindle copies. These are not like, this is nothing. This is a drop in the bucket.
You don't want to know what I have. I have more than that on my Kindle.
And Sarah, half of that NetGalley?
Maybe. I won't tell.
I just got my Kindle organized when I got a new one. I was like, I need to make some shelves and organize this stuff now.
Yep.
My mom and I
prompted me with her video to organize my shelves on my Kindle.
It's the best feeling in the world. Like, to know, like, okay, if I want to read this genre, I can go to this TBR thing I have, and there's all these books I have. And I'm like, it's so much easier.
Yes.
My mom and I share a Kindle account, and so like I've tried to organize it, but then she buys a bunch of stuff, and so I'm like, okay, I'll just get my own, no big deal. But she buys so many good things that I'm like, I want access to that. So I guess I'll just deal with it not being organized.
Yeah. Well, if she could have her like own folder in it or something, I don't know. Because like my sister has mine, so she uses it sometimes, but she doesn't read near as much as me. She uses my Audible more than anything else. But so
all my friends use my Kindle account through their phones, so there's just nothing gets messed up. They're like, you have that arc, let me log in, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people use my Audible, and it's been interesting, like, as I've bought some, like, sexier books lately.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. It's a story of my life.
It's quite all right.
Yep, mine too. Today, we all get up at, like, 7:30, and our plan was to go to the farmer's market and go to the park. And I shit you not, it was 11 o'clock when we got in the car. I don't know how it happened. Like, yeah, Kayla's nodding 'cause she's got little kids, you know. Like, it's one of them has to eat. One of them has to go to the bathroom. Then we're driving down our street, not even out of our neighborhood. I got to go potty.
Oh, man.
Oh, we just went. So
on road trips. We made it an hour. I got to go. I got to get out of the car.
We ended up going to the farmer's market, and then like there's this office building that has a super long hallway, and Ainsley, it's like kind of by the farmer's market, and so she said she had to go to the bathroom just because she knows there's a bathroom there, and she just wanted to run sprints down the hallway, so we did that instead of the park.
Sure. Lose some energy.
It's a good workout.
It's like 100 degrees here, so yeah, my child will run. Like, I think she probably runs like 5 miles a day, and I don't know how she does it, but to have like a quarter of her energy.
Wow.
It would be wonderful.
That's smart though, because like running in the hall, you got the AC, so you don't have to.
I know. That's
sit
why
out
I'm like,
in the heat.
I'm like, you want to do that? Okay, cool. It was
So,
nice.
should we jump into like what we've read so far, or our favorite
I guess
one?
we can't just chit chat for 2 hours, can we?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's fine.
I will talk with you guys all day, all night, but let's give the people what they want, and then we'll talk about whatever we want.
How do we want to do this?
Should we say like our favorite one we've read? Since I don't know, I'm fine with whatever. I have all mine. Oop, it's opposite. I have all mine right behind me that I've read, but I can tell you my favorite, or I don't know. Sarah, what do you think we should do?
Yeah, Sarah, this is your readathon.
Considering I've only read 3 books for it so far this month, let's not start with me. I created it, but why should I keep going? The second half of
5, so you're good.
I love that. That's awesome.
Oh, that's pretty. Y'all, I printed it, and like mine's super duper janky. If you can see, there's stuff everywhere.
On my Insta story, but for my planner, I threw it in there. So.
I really want a nice book planner.
I know. I want a bullet journal, but I just don't. I won't. Like, it would be that or sleep.
January would be great, and then after that, forget it.
Yeah, I'm not good enough at that.
Start with just a random notebook you have and see if you'll stick with it and do it. Honestly, before you invest any money, as your friendly planner girl, that's the lesson I've learned. But I'm going digital next month.
I would love to, but it would be, like I said, it would either be that or sleep, and I would rather sleep right now.
It doesn't have to be pretty though either.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, this is my commonplace book, so I'm like ready to take notes when we write books during this. So I just keep like random lists in here, and then I can transpose to prettier.
Izzy, there's something I wanted to tell you.
Oh no.
Oh, no, stop that. So I was asking for Rex in our romance channel.
Yeah.
So I'm part of a Facebook group called like Dirty Little Book Club or something. Mm-hmm. So I posed the question in there. I got 57 book recommendations. So.
Oh dang! I don't read.
I made a whole list.
I send me the list when you get a chance, because I'm curious. Because I felt like, I mean, I knew you knew what I meant. We'll talk about it offline.
We just need to talk separately because I knew what you meant, but I meant like a really specific.
Yeah, I know. That's why I needed an example. So now you're going to send me this list.
I will. 57. I was so happy.
That was awesome.
But.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. Let's just start and go around and say what the best thing we've read so far has been and what prompted it.
Okay. All mine 5 stars. Damn it.
They've all been 5 stars?
Really?
Well, like, wow. No. Most of them were.
Wow.
that I picked.
Mine has not.
Well, but I've read 32 books so far this month, Chloe. So. And for this, like, 8 of I've read.
You and I are a lot harder on rating things, Chloe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Jen is definitely like, I feel like Jen loves most of what she reads.
Which is fine.
I also would say that I like most of what I read, but I've also narrowed in on knowing exactly what I'm going to like.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same with me. Like, it takes a lot to convince me into a trope that I don't like, but that's what I like about this readathon is because I tried some that I don't like. Like, I didn't think I would like paranormal romance. And as we saw in July, that is true. And August is proving that's not true. So, okay. Well, one of you go first. I have to decide.
I'll start. I've only read 2 books this month. Both have been 5 stars, but I think my favorite was the one I just finished, which is Romancing the Duke by Tessa Dare.
I love that book so much. I was so excited when I saw you marked it as read and you loved it.
It's one of my like favorite romances in general, let alone for the readathon. And so that one was my disability prompt.
Oh, nice.
So loved it. The hero is blind, and it kind of has a Beauty and the Beast vibe. I've seen some people talk about that just because it's kind of a grumpy sunshine thing, and they're in a castle, and but it's so funny and it's smart with the fairy tale story weaved in. And there's like at the end of the book, there's like a Star Wars homage, which was really cute, and it's just I just loved it. So recommend it. Everyone read it. It's so good.
I've heard Sarah talk about that before. What's the steam factor of Romancing the Duke?
It's pretty steamy. Yeah.
Probably a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd say
I feel
4.
like there's pretty steamy overall, generally. So
yeah.
Tessa Dare is.
Yeah.
It sounds cute though. And as soon as you said Star Wars, I'm like, oh, you might have me at Star Wars.
Because there's like a story within the story, and that fairy tale story within it had like some Star Wars things. It was really cute.
But I mean, it's still historical romance theme, you know. So it's not the same 4 out of 5 for that as it is contemporary 4 out of 5.
Yeah, it's very metaphorical.
Sex scenes as there is, even though the scenes are.
Tessa Dare's like her, Sarah McLean and Joanna Shupe are definitely steamier historical authors overall.
And
I'll give it a try. I know I've heard Sarah talk about it.
But her books are so funny and
they're just oh god, yes, they're so smart.
Yeah, like because I read one, which I read A Week to Be Wicked, and it's the same thing. Like who was I messaging? I was messaging someone where I was like, oh my gosh, I might hate this hero. I might actually hate him. And then 3 pages later, I was like, oh, I love him. Dang it.
That's good writing.
Hero I hate. I might actually hate this one. How is she going to get me back? And I can't remember who I was messaging. I was messaging someone. I was like, but it's Tessa. Tessa will flip it. And then she did. And I was like, oh, he's my favorite. Okay, so you like that one. All right, well, I'll go next then. So I am going to pick Slave to Sensation because I have some reasons. So I did this one on Audible Escape because the whole series is on there. I read this one for an author of color, and I did it for Hot and Spicy. So I did it for that. So if people don't know, this is a paranormal romance. It's a shifter romance. And there's also these people with like different mental powers who are like emotionless because that's how they think they're going to be more powerful. But the reason I really loved it, and you, my homies who know me will know, is because like the shifters, their pack is like really close together. He's a leopard panther shifter, and so like physical touch is how they like love each other, even as team members. So like as the alpha, for Lucas to show that he cares about people, he will like he's touching everybody, which I know sounds like when you just say that out of hand, but when you read the book, is just such an integral part of them, like the little kids in the pack, the like his sentinels, like they just are constantly in community and like protecting each other and loving each other. And I just about like was in a puddle of happiness because our Sai, who she's emotionless, like she has been like starved for affection her whole life and like didn't even know it. And so when that gets reintroduced to her, and not just by our hero, like not just by him having, you know, happy sexual touches for her, but the community comforting her, just like, it's so good. It's so good. So good. Okay. So I loved it. And I'm on book 8 now, plus 10 because I had to read 10 and now I'm back at 8 again.
That's so funny.
Okay. Got warm there. I just love it. It touches my favorite thing to read in a book. My most favorite thing.
So is that your love language?
Yes, my love. It is.
Yeah.
Note to self, Jen likes hugs when we meet. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so petting is my personal illness because nobody can. But yes.
Chloe, you just brought up a great question. I don't know if all the rest of you have read the 5 love languages, but that's such an interesting thing to learn about who, you know, like what anyone's love language is. Mine is words of affirmation. Yeah. What's yours?
That entire book is languages, which is why it was like one of my favorite books I read this year.
Awesome.
So mine is acts of service.
Acts of service? Okay.
Yeah. Which I think partially is just like the stage of life, because it's like, if you unload the dishwasher without me saying anything, that is like the best thing. Like, you can tell me all the nice things, but like, unload the dishwasher, please.
Anticipate our needs. Like, I don't want to have to ask. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Sarah, for you guys that haven't read it, there's like 5 basic love languages: physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts,
quality time,
and quality time. Yeah, those are the 5. Gary Chapman is the author for anyone out there that wants to.
Interesting.
To read.
And there's like 47,000 variations, like 5 love languages for children, 5 love languages for military families, for
the work, how to make it, you know, in the workplace, how you show like appreciation people. Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
It's a really neat concept.
Yeah.
Because we all have one. And if you don't know what yours is, you should take the test.
Yeah. And the whole idea is to learn to speak in your partner's language so that you can show them love, because if they don't feel loved in their own language, they're not going to feel loved. So like, my husband's coming in now, so I have to mute my mic. But anyway, like you have to speak in their language.
Well, like, so Jeremy's is quality time and mine is acts of service. And so for him, he's like, I don't even see the dishes, just come sit with me. Whereas I'm like, like that stresses me out. I don't want to sit with you unless the dishes are done.
Yeah. My daughter Katie is quality time. And when she was younger, if we didn't stop every so often and play a game, she would just get really depressed and she'd say, "You don't even care about me. We haven't played a game in a whole week," you know, stuff like that. And it's total quality time for her. So yeah, it's such a neat concept, I think.
There, as people are asking, there is a quiz online. If you go to like 5lovelanguages.com or something, there's a quiz that you can click through, and it's like, I feel most loved when A, B, C, or D. So,
All right, Sarah, what's yours?
Well, like I said, I've only read 3, and so far,
we got off on a tangent.
Month is still young. I've read like what, 12, 13 books this month, but only 3 actually for the readathon. So the one that I liked the most, I brought up my phone, probably not gonna be able to see it, was Blame It on the Billionaire by Naima Simone, which was actually for the, this would work for your category romance, as well as I read it for Big City. So it's the 3rd in a series, but completely can be read as a standalone. And it's a desire novel. So it's I feel like the center third of the book was nothing but the 2 of them getting it on. Essentially, that's
100%.
So Jen, mark that down.
Category romance.
Right. So well, within the first chapter, because there's a blackout and he's bigwig billionaire and she like works for the company, but he doesn't know who she is. And she comes to deliver somebody a shirt to this party. this blackout happens, and the two of them are in a hallway together. And of course, because what else is there to do in a blackout with a complete stranger, right?
Gotta bang it out.
You gotta bang it out in the hallway. It's mandatory. If there is no power, you gotta bang it out in the hallway.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do.
Rules of romance.
And it's great because you don't actually have to see the other person either, in a way, right? Like,
it's probably best. It's probably best if you don't. Right?
Yeah, exactly. But then it becomes like a Cinderella story where he needs a fiance and it's a fake relationship. And it was really good. I really liked the characters in it. I like the fact that she had a backbone and she wasn't putting up with his crap. Like, he was very alpha male, but she was like going toe to toe with him, which I really liked because I'm not the biggest fan of alpha male. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so it was really good. I recommend it.
What direction are we going? Okay. I was like, am I next or is Lizzie next? Okay. I've read 8 books this month, but only
just go
three,
do that bounty.
4 have counted for the readathon, I think. My favorite is probably You Had Me at Ola by Alexis Daria. That is about a soap opera and a telenovela star. And they're in New York City on set together for a new show that they're making for like a streaming service. And the meet cute's hilarious. He spills coffee all over her. Aww. And it just kind of goes from there. It's very good.
So sweet.
Like 30 and he's 40. So it's a slight age gap. Not like, I don't know. To me, like, that barely even registers as an age gap. It is one, but it's, I don't know. Maturity level wise, they're like on par. And like they just are constantly going like toe to toe with each other and bickering. It's great. I love it. And then also I would say Mia Vinci's A Beastly Kind of Earl is one I just finished like 2 days ago. I read it for my Beauty and the Beast tropes. It would work for your down home country because it's like out in the countries of England. And that one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling with some of the best banter I've read recently. Very Tessa Dare-esque. So I recommend. And then You Had Me at Ola, I counted for hot and spicy.
Cool.
Chloe?
Okay. I feel like I have to say Not Like the Movies by Tom Hanks, just because, or by Tom Hanks, by Terry Winfrey.
Okay, but is it better than the first book? Do you think I'll like it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's better than the first book.
All right.
It's a lot less like, because I know the first book, a lot of people were annoyed that there were so many like Nora Ephron references and movie references and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that. This one references some music and some like food stuff, but it's a lot less in that. So yeah, I think you might like it. I don't know. Give it a shot.
I will.
So
we'll see.
That one I really liked. And then that I also say The Shadow Wife by Diane Chamberlain. It's about a woman it's about this woman who's an ER doctor or something. And she's not an ER doctor. She is a social worker in the hospital. And she works with this guy who is also a social worker, and they're good friends. She set up him and his wife. His wife had a aneurysm while having their baby. And so she's in the aneurysm. It's like she's in like not a vegetative state, but she is highly disabled, and it's like kind of a bunch of different things with them. So I really liked that one. Yeah.
What prompts did they cover?
Oh, Not Like the Movies is diversity, because our main character is bisexual. There's like a lot of different sexuality rep in there. And then The Shadow Wife, I'm saying, is disability rep, because the girl's in her disabled state and she can like talk and stuff, but can't communicate or move. And so there's a lot of talk about her thoughts and stuff when she like just what to do. I'm not going to say this right. I don't know, like how her influence on things and her role in things. Okay. Lizzie, you go.
All right, turn my mic back on. I don't think I've read my favorite yet. I have read 18 books so far this month. 11 of them were romances, and 4 of them counted for prompts. But of the ones that were romances, I just haven't really loved any of them. And I listened to one yesterday that was by one of my favorite Christian romance authors, and I didn't love it either. My favorite book of the month, I didn't bring anything in here. It's called Sarah's Quilt. I don't know. I've got my Kindle here, but you probably can't. Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, it's the sequel to These Is My Words. And there is a little bit of romance in the trilogy, but in that particular book, I wouldn't, there's more romance in the third book than the second book. But that's definitely my favorite book of the month. It was fantastic, 5 stars all the way. But I have listened to 4 Debbie Macomber books, and I liked Rainy Day Kisses. That was really cute. That was sweet. And I've already moved my stuff around. Like the one I was going to read for Big City, I did my Friday read yesterday, and I said I'm not counting it for Big City because even though it's set in London, it just didn't have a city feel at all. Mm-hmm. So the one I'm reading for Author of Color, I think I'm going to move it to Big City, and I'm about 30% to it right now, and it's good, but it's not blowing me away either. So I'm just not having that great of a month, but it's okay. I mean, it's fine.
Second half will be better.
Yeah, exactly.
I always like either the beginning half has my faves or the end. It's never it's rarely like an even sprinkling.
Yeah. Oh, but now speaking of Debbie Macomber, I wanted to address this with Chloe. I was watching your video yesterday. Oh my goodness, 73 Debbie Macomber books.
I know.
And second place was only like 16
like 12
or
15. Yeah. I'm like, holy.
It's like, what have you been doing with your life? I've been reading Debbie Macomber.
I guess because I read the whole Cedar Cove series. I read most of Blossom Street. And then all of her bind ups and stuff of different things are always at our library for like a quarter. And so I would buy them. And then like, if it had 2 stories in it, I would count each story individually. So some are like 200 pages or less, but,
because they were originally published individually.
Yeah. And her Christmas stuff I like, so I don't know, but like, when I first started reading adult stuff, like, I read a ton of her clearly, and just the like big names and people who were like in your grocery store and that kind of stuff. And so, 73 though, I was like, wow, somebody's obsessive.
I had just counted mine, but I went back to recount. I'm at 46 or 45, I think, counting the 4 that I listened to this
right?
Like, like
hundreds and hundreds
like
of books.
100. I think it's like 150 or something, but
it may be more than that.
She's a part, like she's got short stories and novellas and like 200-page books in so many other people's bind ups that like that doesn't even count. And it's crazy.
Have you read her newest series? I think it's New Beginnings or something.
Oh yeah, I've read the first 2, and I think it's like 3 or 4 now. Yeah, but I haven't read a whole lot of, like, I haven't read her newest one. I've heard a lot of mixed things. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't started those. I finished up the Rose Harbor Inn series, and then I started reading some standalones. So I haven't gotten to the newest one.
And I've heard Rose Harbor comes, like, it's got a tie-in to Cedar Cove.
Yes, it does.
You're supposed to read Rose Harbor first?
No, after.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter, but it comes after. So some of the characters you meet in Cedar Cove make appearances in Rose Harbor. So you'll recognize them, but it comes after.
Okay. It's been so many years since I've read Cedar Cove. Like, I want to do a reread, or I didn't quite finish Blossom Street, so I want to reread, but then I'm like, should I really spend more time on Debbie Macomber? Maybe.
Your favorite. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. She's not even necessarily my favorite. She's just very reliable. Like, you know exactly what you're going to get. And when you need like a palate cleanser, and especially some of her shorter stuff, it's really nice to be like, this is just going to be a sweet, quick.
Yeah, I've never read a single bit.
I have found one of hers that was very different. Have you read Changing Habits? Not even really a romance. There's a little bit of romance in it, but it starts out, I mean, when I first started listening to it, I was like, whoa, wait, is this Debbie Macomber? It starts out literally with 2 teenagers in a car, and it gets very like steamy there for my phone started dying. It gets very steamy there for a little bit, and then the whole story is about these three young women who become nuns, and then they eventually leave the church for different reasons. So it's kind of historical fiction, but it has a little bit of a steam factor in the beginning, and I was like, wow, this is different for a Debbie. So anyway, it's interesting.
We Sarah and I and Bree from Falling for Romance were talking about, I wonder if she's got any ghostwriting going on, especially because lately all of her stuff has been a lot more women's fiction-y, and I've heard a lot of like negative reviews about the past couple.
Yeah, it's not up to
like I wonder, but she's also 71 years old, so and she's been writing 4 or 5 books a year for 40 years.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she could live on what, just the royalties from all the stuff she's already written.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's something you turn on and off either. If you have writing in your soul, you're just going to keep writing no matter what. Yep.
Well, and if you've done that, like, I mean, I've read interviews and stuff with her where she says she just like gets up, gets on her computer and does her thing. And
wow.
I just don't know, like, how do you come up with that many different storylines that quick and flush them out?
Yeah.
I feel like she's got to have like a spinning wheel or something, where it's just like, okay, I've got a fire, I've got a single mom, and I got this. Okay, let me write a story. A prompt generator or something, right?
Yeah, every once in a while you read a story where there'll be a hint of something that you're thinking, okay, I'm pretty sure I read something like that in this other book over here, so there is a little bit of overlap. But she's good.
Nice. Well, good for her for like trying new stuff, though. I mean, I don't know if
I think it's an older book. I mean, I don't know. It was just, it was definitely different than her usual stuff. But I think it's a book that's been around a while.
A lot of people said they have not tried her at all. I would almost say start with her Christmas stuff because she typically does really good. Christmas in Alaska or whatever was not good. Some of her slightly older Christmas stuff is really, really good.
Mrs. Miracle is a good place to start. That's just a real heartwarming character for Christmas.
What's the one where they're both trying to get home and they get stuck in the car together?
Why is this on the snow?
Dashing through the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, and isn't she a Hallmark movie? Like that's
yes. I was going to say tons of her movies are.
Yeah, for it.
Or tons of her books are.
It's great. I was gonna say, Laura from Laura's Library Card asked us, what is anyone's book that you're still like, that's on your TBR and you're the most excited to read in the later half of the month? So does anybody have one? I had to go pull up my TBR because I already forgot it.
That's what I was doing too. I was like, what's my TBR? Because I've already
I was like, what was my TBR? What did I say?
What's a TBR? No.
Exactly.
My brain, I don't, what? No.
Well, I still have, and I'm finishing The Edge of Darkness. I just have 100 pages left of that series by C. Reese. And that's not for this. And then I'm planning to read The Black Lion.
Oh, we need to start a group chat for that.
Okay. I'll probably have it done. It's only 270 pages, so I'll probably read it.
I'm starting that this weekend too, so.
All right. So that's my plan anyway. If I don't get distracted by my list of books that I got given, because I really want to read some of them. So we'll see. But this book is pretty much, and my category romance are the only two that I have left that I need to read for this. And I'll have all my squares done. So
does anybody else know what they're excited for off their TBR? Or are you still pulling it up?
Nope.
I'm looking.
Hairpin Curve by Elia Winters. Is that the author's name?
Yes.
Female road trip romance.
So cute, Sarah. I hope you love it. I hope you love it. I love it. Oh,
I've heard nothing but good things about it pretty much. So I'm super
so far. I haven't read everything out of the new line from Karina, but so far it's my favorite.
Awesome. That's good to know.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I shocked myself. And if I double up, I only have 2 squares left. But they're road trip and old school historical. And for old school historical, I'm reading The Rose Garden by Susanna Kearsley, and I'm really intimidated by it. So I don't have any that I'm super excited for. But if anybody wants to buddy read The Rose Garden, you just let me know because I need a little help.
Are you just intimidated because it's like older, or you don't like historicals?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Hold on. Yeah, I don't like historical. It's chunky. Whoops, wrong side. I mean, it doesn't look that chunky here, but it is kind of chunky, and I just don't love historical. So we'll see.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Kayla, have you started The Bride yet?
Not yet. It's my next one, and I think that's my most anticipated. So I'm currently reading Destiny's Surrender, the second one in the Destiny series. And then, yay! Message me about it. But I'm so excited for The Bride. But yeah, I wanted to like take my time because we're annotating it and everything. But I'm so excited for that because it's my first like traveling book, and I'm excited. And you have it so organized, so cute. I'm like intimidated. I'm like, okay, I have to live up to the standard.
I like it. What?
I said my traveling book's gonna be such a mess in comparison. That's nice.
Like it's really cute. Like her tabs are like in a descending order, and then it starts over, and it's like it's really cute. So I'm like, okay, I have to take my time.
I'm just used to doing that for my Outlander books because my first Outlander book, I didn't do that. And it ended up being like this. Well, it's already this thick, but it ended up being even thicker because the tabs were just everywhere. So that's the only reason that it looks neat. It's because I've learned after.
Yeah. I'm grateful. So like, it looks great, and I'm excited.
And I figured if 4 or 5 people are annotating it, I didn't want to be too like, I tried to write less than I normally do because I was having so many feelings. And I'm like, okay, don't highlight the whole book, Jen. Calm down. But how are other people's books going? Are people getting their books?
I'm finishing mine hopefully this week to send to you, Jen. I'm working on it. The problem is readathons keep distracting me from it. So yeah.
I know.
I was not quick enough to read it.
It could fit for a road trip book and old school historical. It can fit into a lot of things.
I'm excited to read White Whiskey Bargain by Jodie Slaughter. I have put it on at multiple TBRs and still haven't read it. It is like a marriage of convenience in Kentucky, and they make whiskey. And I'm just super excited. And also Eleanor and Gray by Brittany C. Cherry.
Oh, yay. Good.
That'll be towards the end of the month for reading the tropes video I'm doing. So I'm excited. You guys are just going to see me cry.
Are you doing Second Chance Romance?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's a different trope.
Well, it doesn't matter. You need to sometime because I need all the recs for that.
I'll do that soon. But this one was one that Bree suggested. So
okay.
It's close.
I've not seen one person not love Eleanor and Gray. Like that is.
See, I can read
no pressure.
No pressure.
Normally, I'm that person. Like if somebody will ever. Speaking of which, have any of you read The Switch?
Not yet.
By Beth O'Leary.
No, you said you didn't like it, so I was like,
Yeah, I didn't love it, but I have not found anybody else, so I know I'm in the minority there.
I've seen
it just came out. I think
middling reviews for it. I feel like
you have.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hop out, everybody, so that someone else can join in. But I'll still be watching. So,
yay!
Well, you will.
See you in the Oh, okay. Yeah, she just. Then provided do something. She gone.
Anyway, somebody read, Gretchen just recommended Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan for Second Chance.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay.
My video is kind of Second Chance. It's just another word for it. It's like childhood kind of.
Oh, even better. I like that.
I love that.
I've been wanting to read Kennedy Ryan for a while, so I am definitely going to start there.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Queen's Move too.
Putting it on my top TBR right now. I have a shelf on Goodreads, and so then if I'm ever on like thrift books and need some, or like need something to boost me over the $10, then I just get on there and find something. Putting it on my top TBR right now.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
I have a shelf on Goodreads, and so then if I'm ever on like thrift books and need some, or like
video.
Needs something to boost me over the $10, then I just get on there. And
Ashley, you probably still have it open.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry. I'm like, wait a minute. Who's doing that? It's me. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
How's your month been going?
I kind of failed. We read 2 books. But it's not too bad. Hold on. My thing is really like lagging. Hold on. Let me close everything. Okay. I think that's better. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good. Okay. Yeah, it's going okay. This has been a weird month. I've only read 2 books this month so far. Technically, I finished Danny Brown on the 1st, so I suppose I could count that if I wanted to, but I won't. So I read, but I did read Behind the Bars by Brittany C. Cherry that Chloe recommended.
Yay!
It was really, really good. So that was for Friends to Lovers, which I'm not a huge fan of, and I really, really liked that one. And then I also read Caraval by Stephanie Gerber, which is like a YA, but I'm counting it as sweet and clean, so we're going with it.
It counts.
And that
I
was
use Dark Matter.
Yeah, I love that book so much. I'm way more than I thought I would. So
good.
Yeah. But
I actually gave that one a 4 stars. Like I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, but I haven't continued on yet.
Yeah. I buddy read it with a couple friends too, and I think maybe that was why. I feel like that always makes you kind of like look at things differently and things like that.
That's true.
Yeah, I like it a lot. If I'm not sure about a book, I'm like, hey, you want a buddy read it?
Yeah.
It'll make me like it more. But yeah, I really like that. And then I'm in the middle of 2 books. So I'm in the middle of The Bride Test on audio, which it's a Helen Wong, right?
Yep.
Which I'm liking. I just haven't had very much time to listen to audio at all recently. We went back to work. I work in a school, so I can't listen to audiobooks. And I just haven't had time, so I need to catch back up with that. And then I am just reading an arc of Can't Help Falling by Cara Bastone, so that's going to count for Big City. I loved the first book, so I was so stoked to get the second one. So I'm hoping I like it.
Lizzie, do you have a book you're looking forward to on your TBR?
Well, yeah, I was just thinking about that, and I think the one I'm most looking forward to is a series I've been wanting to get back to. This is a bind up of the books 4 through 6. This is a mail order bride series, and I love the first 3. It's by Laurie Copeland, and so the Glory, Ruth, and Patience are in this book, and so I'm going to read Glory. And then I wanted to show this one because I want to promote this author. This is her debut novel, and this looks super cute. This I'm going to read for Road Trip, Boop and Eve's Road Trip. It does have some romance. I asked her when I was thinking about putting this on my TBR, I sent her an email and I said, is there romance? She goes, yeah, it's like maybe it's for the grandmother, because this is a granddaughter road trip. And I want to say that she said that it was really cute how like the grandmother is like trying to, find romance.
Fun.
I don't know. So, I'm old, so this sounds really fun. It just got put on Goodreads. It doesn't come out till October, but it sounds super cute. So this, I think I'm most looking forward to. And the author is Mary Helen Sheriff. Mm-hmm. And this is her debut. Nice. So
I love the cover.
Anyway, yeah, isn't the cover great?
It's so pretty.
It's adorable. It's adorable. So I will hopefully by the last live show, I will have finished that and I can talk about it.
It's exciting.
I know. Yeah. I'm hoping to breeze through a few more books before the next ones.
Oh, same.
Oh, and I meant to tell Jen while she was still here that I'm about an hour from being done with the Sarah Dessen book that we talked about. And it is really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's called Just Listen. She was talking about it in her TBR that she really liked that one. And I thought I would have it done by now. I forgot that this that the show was going to be this early. So I was thinking it was going to be tonight. So, anyway.
Oh man, Sarah Dessen. I read her so many books in high school. I haven't read her since then, but like
I feel like a weirdo. I never read Sarah Dessen.
Really?
I didn't either.
This is my third. This is my third. Good.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it would hold up today. I know she's still publishing, but I've
read her as an adult, and I really liked Along for the Ride. And is it Saint Anything? It was a fairly newer release. There's like a carousel on the cover. That one was quite good. I really enjoyed that one.
I think she's very similar, like a lot of people are saying they haven't read her, to like Morgan Matson and those kind of things that are just very sweet, clean YA. Izzy's laughing.
Well, I've never read it.
It's not completely, I don't think it's completely clean because, well, I liked Truth About Forever. That was the first one I read. And then the second one I read was This Lullaby. And it was just, well, it really should have been new adult because all the kids were out of high school and going into college. It was like that summer between college and high school. But it was all just these kids drinking and having sex. And they were all like under 21 and they shouldn't be drinking. I was like, this is not. So this is the mom and me coming out. I was like, these kids are too young for this. So I didn't like that one. But this one that I'm reading, Just Listen, I think is really good. So
yeah, good.
So Just Listen. Read Just Listen.
Yeah. Have you read Lurleen McDaniel?
I have not.
I think you would like her.
I've heard of her. That's a good Southern name. I like that name.
Yeah, Lurleen. I think you would like her.
Tell me a book that I would like.
Hit and Run, or there's an Angel of Mercy duology, I think. I think those are the three I've read.
Okay.
They are all very sad. Like they're very emotional.
Someone just said that.
Yeah. Like if you want if you want to get depressed, they're not romances. They're like YA emotional books.
I can't handle sad books. Like I can't. I'm just not that person.
I need my HAs and my HFNs all day, every day.
I think there's just two different kinds of people because my best friend's the same. She loves a good like cathartic cry. I'm like, no.
Every so often I'm like, give me that book that's just gonna gut me.
Yeah. That's why I love reading Mary.
Every once in a while, like the mid-year freakout tag, you have like a question, name a book that makes you cry, and I almost never have any. So I need to add a few of those books to my list.
Well, like Brittany C. Cherry books always make me cry, but I wouldn't consider those like sad because there's always like a good ending, you know?
Yeah, I need books like that. Like if it's all sunshine and roses the whole time, I'm like, I can read a little bit of that, but I need like some hard hittingness.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, if I'm in the mood for it, but it's just not what I typically will reach for.
Yeah.
But,
I agree, though. I think there's two kinds of people. Like my mom, she never wants to read anything like negative or scary or stressful.
Like friends of mine know, like I ask them, I'm like, you better tell me if this is a sad book because I'm gonna be mad if you don't tell me.
I don't mind if they get sad and I can have a good cry. Like I just finished reading The Love We Keep by Toni Blake, the third in the Summer Island series. And you look at the cover and it's your typical contemporary romance. They're on a pier. There's a beautiful sunset. And it went to a place that I was not expecting. And I'm like, this is hard. Like this is difficult. But I will, if an animal, like your pet dog dies in the story, forget it. I'm done. I'm like,
if it's animal sad, I don't want it. If it's people sad, I can handle it.
Right?
If people could be murdered, I'm fine with this. If the dog dies, I have a problem.
Kill the people, not the animals.
The animals get you every time.
There's a few exceptions to that, like Marley and Me. I love that story. That's beautiful because that's real life.
Yeah, not
Old Yeller. Oh my goodness,
not worth it.
Some of those older classics.
Air Bud. Do you guys remember the movie Air Bud?
Yeah.
There's a scene where they go like leave him, and I remember as a kid being like, I have got to leave this theater. This is not fun.
Have you ever watched Homeward Bound?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I have seen that hundreds of times probably, and every single time at the end I cry. When Shadow is coming over that hill, I'm just like,
yes, that's so sad.
But that's a happy sad, it's a happy cry.
Well, I had a cat that looked like Sassy, the cat.
Yes.
And so when she gets thrown, like she gets in the water and she's like trying to get out of the water, I'm like crying because it reminds me of my cat. I'm like, oh no, Sassy.
Bree said, when Free Willy gets free, I saw.
Oh, I've not seen Free Willy forever.
Oh my gosh, me either.
Again, I've seen all of these movies.
They're so good.
I was watching one of those like really emotional movies on a plane, and I was like, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
why are you watching this movie that's going to make you sob on an airplane?"
Oh my gosh,
this was like pre-pandemic, but I was just like, "Why is that the movie you picked?"
Yeah, Gretchen said she saw Marley and Me in the theater, thinking it was like a fun Christmas thing, and she got punked hard.
Oh no,
that would be the worst.
Yeah, we watched that in theater too, and me, my husband, and my mom were just all crying silently in our little seats. Oh god, that was
we
definitely sobbed at the theater.
I've grown up with labs, and we still have labs, and so I like watched the first half of that movie, and I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pretend it ends the way I want it to.
No, I feel like there hasn't been a good animal movie recently, though. You're right. Most of these are from our childhood. Yeah.
Or we just all avoid them. We learned our lesson from the 90s.
We're about to know.
What about Fox and the Hound? Just like the other day, well, it's a couple months ago now, we had it on in Emily's room, and I asked Katie if she'd ever seen it, and she's 16. She's like, I don't think so. So I was like, you need to go in there and watch it. And I mean, she came out, she's like, oh my goodness. So sweet.
We went, so we've got like a kids discovery center type thing around here. So pre-pandemic, we went, and they have every like hour or something, they have some sort of video that is fun and educational for the kids. And so I took Ainsley in, and it was about bugs, and she likes bugs, whatever. Well, they started fighting, and she got so stressed out. She was like, I don't like it. Is the bug okay? So we left. I'm like, gosh, this kid can't handle anything. And fighting bugs are stressing her out.
Yeah, my daughter would cry at the beginning of Toy Story 2, I think it is, when like they're playing the video game and Zurg like shoots Buzz, and like he like this top half gets singed because like it's just like a video game, and my daughter just like is like crying. I'm like, okay, it's just a video game, but Buzz is okay. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was that whole "I'm your father" thing, wasn't it? Where they did like a little Star Wars deal. That was cute.
It was so sweet. But it's just like, this is like show you should like, and kids, they're just,
I know my mom told me when I was like 3 or 4, they took me to the theater to see Dumbo, and I was super stoked. And I started screaming when when the movie started. And like to the point my mom had to ask me to leave we were asked to leave the theater, but it's because I thought we were seeing real elephants. And I was very mad that they were cartoon elephants.
Bummer. Well, now the live action is here, Sarah. Your childhood fantasy.
Somebody else typed in Bambi.
Sad.
Bambi is another tough one. I saw it.
All of the Disney movies are like I was even reading Snow White. Like we've got the little golden book for all the Disney movies, and I'm like, gosh, these are like dark.
Yep. No one has parents.
Like read the ones by the whatever, like the original Little Mermaid. That doesn't end so well with the Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the originals are terrifying.
Yeah, very dark.
Yeah, I definitely cried watching Toy Story 3 as well.
Oh my goodness!
I haven't seen it.
Oh, really? It's so good. Well, I was in
fantastic.
college when it came out, and so Andy was going to college, and so it was just like the same age. Like
that's fair.
Yeah, Toy Story 3 is fantastic, and I almost didn't want them to make a 4 because I loved how it ended so much that I thought, we need to just not mess with this, just let it ride. But 4 is good too. 4 is really good.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks, like I'll listen to him talk about anything.
He should do audiobooks.
Yeah.
I wonder if he does.
He could.
Yeah, he does have a good voice for audio.
Maybe for his own book.
He does. Yeah, he does the audiobook for Uncommon Type.
Okay. Yeah, who was I thinking of? There's an actor that I know does some audiobooks, but now I don't remember who it is. It's a guy, but I don't remember who it is now.
Will Wheaton does. He did Ready Player One.
Yes.
Yep. He's like British. I can't. It'll come to me later. Not important. It's okay.
Yeah. Bree, who narrated The Dutch House?
He does. She's right. I'm looking at it.
Tom Hanks did, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Dan Stevens. I think he's who I'm thinking of. Thank you, Tia. I think he did some. Or maybe Jason Isaacs, he's the one from Harry Potter, right? Maybe.
I
don't know.
I'm so bad at knowing narrator names.
Yeah,
I recognize your voice.
I recognize the voice.
You remember the bad ones though sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like them, you're like, okay, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you remember the very good ones too, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree though. I'm better at remembering who I really don't like, and then I avoid those. But I need to be better at remembering who I do like, so I can give them credit.
Yeah,
they're very talented when they're done well. So.
And some narrators are really suited to a certain type of book, and then when they try to do something else, I guess it's like actors too. When they try to do something else, it's like, no. Like recently, I have listened to 2 books by Jeanette Oak that were narrated by Amy Lilly, and she narrated all the Boxcar Children. And she's great at the Boxcar Children. She's got those kid voices down great, but for her adult voices, they still sound like children. And it's just like, no, I'd rather read it.
Yeah.
It's hard to do children and like the opposite gender.
Yes.
Or people do it very well, but some just no.
Yeah. There's some Southern accents that I'm like, you are not from the South.
I was reading. Yeah, right.
Or I'm sure the opposite for the North. I just know the South better. So
yeah.
I was reading some book that it was like supposed to be set in Australia, and it was a British person narrating. And I was talking to Karen from Rather Be Reading, and she was listening to it too, or had listened to it, and she was like, "What? Like, no, definitely not Australian." And like, as an Australian, I'm sure she just couldn't listen to it.
Yeah, for sure. And there's some that are so good, though, for sure.
Yeah. That would be a fun but hard job.
Yeah, and there's some too that I have a harder time listening to like romances with them. Like believable if it's one person versus like I like the romances that have like, the 2, like the guy and the girl. That's my preference. But there are some that do well.
Yeah, I can't imagine reading some of those scenes out loud. Like, it's like, can they read those things out loud and not like...
Jen could.
Or the really cringy ones, how can they read it and keep a straight face,
Oh, Elizabeth, you have to read, what was the one? The Heidi's Guide to 4-Letter Words?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
But it is, I not to say I thought of you, just because I thought of how
how uncomfortable.
Touching her curls, like.
I listened to the whole Earth Children series. You guys know Clan of the Cave Bear. Listen to that whole series. I mean, it's very sexual. And I just thought, how is this narrator reading this? I mean, it got to the point where I was just rolling my eyes because it's like, oh my goodness, how long is this going to go on? And I just thought, is the narrator, is she actually like believing this? Is she, buying this? I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah. Steph, I 100% agree. Andy Arndt is my go-to.
Yes.
She's the narrator, I'm like, I'm in.
Yes, I agree. And Zachary Weber.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. And there's a couple others that are awesome, but I do love it when it's a guy and a girl. It's just way more believable than just one.
Yeah. I've heard that the Outlander books are very good on audio.
They were the first books I listened to on audio, and she sold me. And I'm sorry, every other narrator just does not live up to Davina Porter. She also does this other great little series by MC Beaton, and they're like little 2 or 3 hour long little historicals, and they're delightful.
Berna, did y'all see Berna's comment? She's like, I can listen to Sexy Times. But,
the funniest is if you're like listening in your car or something, and you're like, "What?"
Hear it.
Turn it up.
I'll turn it up.
The first audio experience with a romance is very interesting because, but then you get used to it. But at first you're like, oh, like everything is just like
alien romance in my cubicle, so I'm just like completely numb to it all now. Like, can't throw me.
Yeah, can't get dirtier than that.
Yep.
Oh man,
the topic jump, but I think I'm gonna start A Week to Be Wicked today, so I'm really excited because I know
literally opened it last night. So
yeah, I know Jen just read it, right? And you're reading it, Izzy, right?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm gonna try and read it this weekend. I keep saying that though, and then I get distracted by Netflix. So somebody come over here and smack me.
Has anybody watched The Lost Husband yet on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't either, but like I turned it on and like our Fire TV, there's like an ad playing at the top, you know, and it was for that, and it was so good. Oh, Bree.
Bree. We're gonna do a drinking game, Bree.
But yeah, I keep getting distracted by TV. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm going to try and read that one. Plus, it looks pretty quick. Like, Tessa Dare, I can usually like.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like, they're good captions.
We'll make a group chat so we three can talk about it while we read it since Jen already finished it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. I've loved everything else I've read by Tessa Dare. I'm reading completely out of order for her, though, because I read her newest series, like, first, and now I'm going back and reading her older stuff. So
same.
I'm not someone who has to read in order. I know that bugs a lot of people, but I usually can kind of hop around because I'm like, well, we all know they're going to end up together. It's okay.
I know. That's my theory, too.
Yeah. It depends on the series.
Yeah, it does depend on the series for sure. Like the Ravenel series, I kind of think needs to be in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one does. I feel like for most Tessa Dares, you can hop around, though. Like, she's one of those authors that definitely has an order, but you're like, you know, wherever you want to go.
Right. Like the Castle Ever After series, I've read like 2 or 3, but I didn't read the first one, the one that you guys were just talking about.
It's so good.
Yeah, so I need to go back and read that. When you said that, I'm like, well, dang, why didn't I read that one first? I think I got it from the library is what I did. A lot of times I'll take whatever they have, and then they don't have the first one, and then I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll get back to it. So,
Sarah, show us what you're knitting.
Sock. Actually, I'm almost done. I just gotta do the toe.
Did you already show it? Oh, cute.
Ooh, I like it.
It's been a week. I started it on Monday. So.
Nice. I didn't get a chance to watch your video, but have you started knitting podcasting again?
Yes, I did.
Are you doing it back on your other channel or
no,
still just on one
deleted
channel?
that channel completely, and I started a new one. Fresh start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've got a separate channel now for knitting.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It's fair because not everybody wants to. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. I think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is The Lost Husband? So, is it a romance series that's on Netflix?
No, it's a book by Catherine Sinner, and they just made a movie about it with Josh Duhamel. And
is that the Katie Holmes one with Katie Holmes too?
No, I don't think it's Katie Holmes. Hold on, let me see.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's someone else.
But yeah, the book was good, and the movie looks really good. But I haven't.
My mom watched the movie and she really enjoyed it.
Is it kind of thrillery at all, or
no? It's a romance.
Romance. Okay.
Yeah, the title kind of sounds like it, but no.
It does.
I thought it was a thriller when you said that.
I think the husband dies or something like that, and then she's working on this farm, and he comes to help her work on the farm. I think that's the premise of it.
Does he have like amnesia or?
No, the husband's dead, I think. Like,
oh,
he shows up.
I don't know. Chloe's not answering.
Leslie Bibb is the girl. Oh, I don't want to tell you. I can't remember a whole lot about it, but
Wait, does the dead husband come back to life?
so is it a paranormal?
I'm very
it's Catherine Center. It's Catherine Center, so it's
no.
I've never read Catherine Center, so
I know. I have no idea.
You need to.
I'll have to check it out.
It looks like Jennifer.
Bench.
Steph said it's Jennifer Garner, right? And it looks like her, but it says Leslie Bibb. So I guess not.
Your doppelganger.
Clearly, I'm thinking of a different movie. Who knows?
It looks a lot like Jennifer Garner.
That's who I thought it was at first, too.
Yeah.
It's not, though? I'm looking at more pictures now. No, I guess it's not.
I just feel like there's been a lot of stuff coming out on like streaming services that is very good recently. I don't know if they're like we're all home bored that they're like, here you go. Or if I'm just finding them now.
I think it's been good, but maybe because like they were holding it for releasing it later, and since quarantine, they're just kind of pushing everything out now.
I'm like, when are the Bridgertons coming out?
Oh, I'm so excited!
I'm like on pins and needles over here.
Right?
I feel kind of like that with the audiobooks. It feels like that the libraries have made a lot more audiobooks available digitally because it's like when the whole COVID thing started happening, I would start searching for things on audio, and all of a sudden it was there, like this multitude of books that I'd been wanting to listen to, and then all of a sudden the library had more than they used to, which is kind of cool.
Same. Yeah. My library's been killing it.
Yeah.
My library doesn't have Hoopla, which kills me because my old library did. But when I moved, you can only keep your card for like so many years without like renewing it. And I just lost it like a couple of months ago. And I'm like,
too bad.
Don't worry.
I'm a member of like 5 libraries.
I know.
Really?
Probably just get a different library.
I paid to join like multiple libraries in different areas to get more books because it saves me. I spend less money.
It's true.
I truly do. And then all my friends and I swap library cards. So
yeah, I am too, Brie. I love fall TV. And I was so ecstatic that there's going to be new Hallmark movies. Like I almost cried. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I want everyone to be safe and I don't want anyone to like, jeopardize their health while making a movie. But also I was like,
yeah.
So
yeah, I'm ready for fall TV.
Yeah. I'm thankful. We're big sports fans around here, and we are like our football team's in the Big 12, and a bunch of other like the Big 10 and Pac-12 have both canceled their season. So thankfully Big 12 has not, and I don't think they're going to, but
yeah,
I would be sad without it.
Yeah. Same. I'm excited for some football, hopefully.
Yes. I think professional will play regardless because I think there's just too much money in that. And like I was seeing that NFL players can opt out of the season for like a $400,000 salary instead. and yet like because I saw something like if they choose to opt out, they get base salary, which is $400,000 or $500,000. And And then teachers can't opt out. I mean, like, that's, I think, like, that baffles my mind anyway.
You can, but you still have, you have to take, it has to be like COVID leave. It's a whole thing. And like, I can't because like I work for a private company and they're like, you don't work, you don't get paid. So, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how much they make, but it's crazy.
Crazy world right now, that's for sure. Every day there's something new.
Actually, Antonella said Bridgertons were wrapped before COVID, so it should be on Netflix by the end of the year.
Yeah, I just saw that the other day, and I'm like, thank you. So I'm hoping that we'll still get it, relatively soon. Like I'm sure they're editing and stuff, but I assume they can still do that with, the situation.
You can do that from home.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a work from home thing, right?
Right?
I watched
Spread out in the studio.
Yeah, right. I love the Discovery of Witches show, and I just saw they released the second season, like the date for that, and I was really excited to see that because I loved that show and the books. I know they're not for everybody, but I loved the Discovery of Witches books.
I finished book 1 and 2. I want to watch the show actually more than I want to finish the books.
I think a friend of mine watched the show and she can't really get into the books, so I think it might be an easier go on the show. The books are pretty dense, to be fair.
I just if I don't finish the series quick enough and it has a long finale, I just bye. I just wander off.
I know.
I'm like, I did it with Outlander. I was like, I'm just going to the show now. I'm done.
Yeah, I
really read the first. I was like, we're done.
Yeah, I read the first 2, and then for the Outlander, and now I'm just watching the show. I felt bad for a while, but I'm like, I don't care anymore.
I think I'm just more interested in the show on a whole because I don't want to read. Oh, Kitty! I just don't want to read constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, the third book in Discovery of Witches I liked it. I mean, I thought it was a good conclusion. I saw Bree said that she hadn't read it. But yeah, I liked it. I mean, again, like I'm a total history nerd. I like that stuff, but I know you do too, Bree. So I think you'd probably like it. But I know people who don't love all the history stuff are kind of like, okay, this is a bit much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't listened to the audiobook. I read it. I paged my way through that beast of a book.
It's just like I'd probably listen, and then now I feel like I have to
that's I'm not at that point.
You know, I can just do a whole series, guys. Tell you about how there's parallels, and maybe you should read that instead.
Yeah,
4 or 5?
5, I think. Right?
I think it's 5.
And in the chat, she'll be able to tell you.
But yeah.
Jen will know.
5, but I could be wrong. Jen, what do you think?
I've not started that yet. I want to. I'm not sure if I want to watch it or read it. So
the books are amazing.
They are really good.
I'm
in the minority camp. Just watch.
I've only watched the first season of Outlander. I haven't continued on, but I read all the books. So
it's not wrapped up, is it?
No, the series. No, they're talking book. I think it's 9.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sarah, did I ever tell you about the 90-year-old man at our library who was returning Outlander?
No,
I was telling the story not too long ago, but there was this gentleman, he's passed away now, but a year or two ago, he would come in the library, he'd kind of shuffle in, and he'd check out one book at a time and, bring it back. So I was holding the door open for him, and he was walking in, and he had Outlander, carrying it back in to check it back in. And I've never read it or anything, but I knew who he was. He's literally like over 90. And I said, what did you think of that book? He goes, well, that was pretty good. There's a good bit of sex in there, but I kind of remember that. And he walked on in and checked it in, but I just thought he was so adorable. And it just
I kind of remember that.
I can see that show kind of appealing to a lot of different people, though. You know,
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, it is a romance, like at the core, but it also has so many other like facets to it that, like my brother's watched it. I know, and he liked it. So,
well, when my dad was alive, my mom was watching it. She's big into the show. She's never read the books, and Dad was like, "Oh, you're gonna watch your show," and he would leave the room, and then he would come back, and there'd be like a fight scene. And he'd be like sitting right down, like, okay, But I had forgotten because I hadn't read the first book in about 20 years. And I watched the first season of Outlander. And I'm like, I don't recall there being this much sex in the book. And I went back and reread the book and went, oh, yeah. Really had gone over my head at the time.
Yeah. It's the things you do remember from books and things you don't remember, though. When you reread them, you're like, wait a minute. Like, I don't remember being there before. Especially when you're younger and then you're older when you read it.
Exactly.
I reread a few things like from when I was younger, and there were things that for sure went over my head when I first read them. And I'm like, I don't think I understood what that meant at all. 15 or whatever.
Have any of you guys watched Virgin River on Netflix?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's on my list.
Really good. I mean, it's good enough. it's kind of I don't know if you're looking for some romancy show.
Is that the one where with all the accidental babies or the end of
the DNF series? I was reading through the series and I couldn't do it. I got to book like 5 and I went, I'm done. There's like
because of all the babies
for the town of Virgin River. You drink the water there and you get pregnant. I'm sorry.
I remember when you said that in your video, I was like cackling.
That's funny.
I mean,
there's no babies in the show yet.
It was it was a little much for me and I had to, but I think my mother has watched them all and she enjoyed them. I think and Sweet Magnolias as well. Is it the Sweet Magnolias on Netflix? And that's a Susan Mallory series. Yeah, that one's been. I've watched some of those. They're cute.
There's what I mean. A lot of good shows right now. I'll have to choose between that and reading, and sometimes books don't win.
So if I watch the show, I like the audiobook.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Is that legit?
She just needs to stop. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I had
let a good thing go.
Live show about Midnight Sun last night. She just no. Why?
Well, vampires are coming back, so maybe that's kind of her.
She literally said in an interview she doesn't want to be known for Twilight, but she's gonna write 2 more books.
Yeah, she needs to write a lot more other books before that's gonna happen.
Well, a lot of people like
it's a little late for her not to be known for Twilight.
I liked the host, and she never wrote the next one for that.
Yeah, so couldn't she? Yeah, continue with that. I don't.
That might be a choice. Write something else. Not Twilight.
I thought that was actually like I loved Twilight when I was younger, but I thought the host was a really well done book. I don't know.
I mean, I also was a big Twilight fan as a kid. I finished my journey through the reread and Midnight Sun, and
you're done.
I gotta go protest outside her house.
Yeah, I just decided not to. Well, I just didn't like that whole phase where it was like with the YA fantasy or whatever that they wrote a book, the same book, but just from a different point of view. I just don't understand that.
It's such a money grab.
It is. There's nothing really new, I think. It's just like make it a dual POV book and be done with it.
I just think it's a weird choice to be like, I don't want to be associated with this. Let me write more books.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Has she ever, does she have a pen name? Like, has she done anything else that we might know about?
Not that we know of, no.
Yeah.
It seemed like she took a pretty long, break. Because I know was that one called The Chemist or something? Or didn't that come out?
The Chemist.
But I feel like that was still a while ago still.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read it, but I know it was a while ago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I even want to do Midnight Sun. I don't know.
I never read the originals, so I'm out of it.
Yeah, I think if I don't have the nostalgia factor, then
there's no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like
to change the subject real quick, I just wanted to thank everybody out there and all you guys that are participating in the scavenger hunt on Instagram. Yes. It has been super fun. It's been so fun. It's really been, I've been like super excited just to see how well it's caught on and so many people are doing it. But I had the thought that I should start asking people to like think about like if there's prompts that you hate or some that you would like to see, so that if we do it again next year, we can, you know, take away the bad ones and bring in some different ones or whatever. So
sure. Yeah, we can make like maybe like a Google Doc and people can put in ideas or feedback.
But even the ones that I thought were going to be hard, people have come through and like, you know, with some really interesting covers. So
it's fun seeing all the different covers. That's what I'm loving.
Yeah,
it is fun.
Yeah. Like, I thought with puffy shirt, people would be like, what? I'm not doing that. But that was like the most fun day.
Yeah, got all the puppy shirts.
Right?
Yeah.
There's been some that I'm like, I just do not. I looked on my shelf for like 20 minutes and I'm like,
Yeah. But you can just pull something up on your phone or whatever, like it can be an ebook cover. Yeah, it doesn't have to be on your shelf.
Yeah,
Or
I
you
need to
can
go through my Kindle because I feel like I probably have way more on there that I could have used, but I was being lazy and I'm like, let's just look at the physical books.
That's fine. And it's just for fun, so you don't have to make it hard. And like some people are like, if they get behind, they're like, oh, I gotta catch up. I'm like, you don't even have to explain. Just just show what you want to show and don't worry about it. It doesn't matter what day it is, just for fun.
Lizzie, we've gotten a comment or two about your shirt. Where did you get it? Love it.
Oh, this shirt? It's my weekend is all booked. My sister or my mother-in-law got it online, so you could probably find it online. It's my official weekend shirt.
Yeah, I like it.
Thanks, but I have no idea where they got it. My sister and my mother-in-law does a lot of catalog shopping, and so she may have gotten it from a catalog, or she may have just and my sister may have just found it online. I don't know.
They still do.
I'll find out. They may not remember. I've had it a couple years.
My grandma's the queen of the catalogs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She cuts out
still get a stack of catalogs.
She cuts out pictures, and she's got this binder that is her Christmas or birthday or whatever gift, and we are supposed to go find the binder if we want ideas. And so, like, her birthday is in October, and then awesome. Christmas. So she's like, the binder is available for whoever wants it.
So she picks out stuff for you, then you have to pick out
stuff she wants and put a little picture with the catalog or the website or whatever.
That's adorable.
That's awesome.
It is really funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
She won't even tell us. She just says, go look at the binder.
That's so cute. We used to get the giant JCPenney one, but that was the only one we ever had.
Yeah.
I remember getting the Toys R Us catalog as a kid. It was like, oh my gosh, yeah. That day I was like, okay, I'm busy for an hour here. I gotta circle everything I need.
Me too.
Christmas
we didn't have that.
Yeah. Even Ainsley, so she always said, like, we have the little golden books again, and they've got all the pictures on the back of other books. And so she says she needs them. And I have said, well, put it on your Christmas list. And so she now references the Christmas list and has it. It's 10 miles long, and she's 2 years old.
I love it.
Fellow Canadians who are of a certain age may remember this. Consumers Distributing was up here, and you go into this store, and they had little pieces of paper, and they had catalogs out on the desk. You'd flip through the catalog for whatever it is you wanted, wrote it on the piece of paper, gave it to the guy at the counter. They would go to the back and pick it up and bring it out to you. So it was catalog.
Oh my goodness!
Shopping, but you're you're right there. But yeah, I distinctly remember that as a kid, and my brother and I would go, "Mommy, we want this. Just ask them to get it in the back. It's fine."
Doesn't matter what it costs.
Yeah, no, there's prices.
Right.
So nobody pays.
It's in a book. I can get it.
My phone is shutting down. I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Lizzie.
All right, we gotta push up the gas.
She's frozen.
I know.
Yeah.
There we go. I don't know if it was Toys R Us went bankrupt, right? So they were closed. So I think it was maybe Amazon. Someone came out with a kid's a print catalog. My daughter did that this last Christmas at her grandparents' house.
Target still sends their ads.
Yeah, and they have a Christmas one that's thick, right? Target one, I think. Yeah.
Target does.
I don't know.
I got her a little leapfrog book, and it is you touch it and it says the word in English and Spanish. And so I gave it to her, and she helped me open the box, and it's got a miniature catalog in there. And I'm like, gosh, the advertising is killer, because then it's this and this and this. And I'm like, you just got a brand new toy. Stop.
Oh, that's so funny.
Smart.
Yeah, it is kind of like I like that more than just going online though. It's somehow more fun that way. Like I don't know,
for sure.
You still get the like, what's it called? Like here in the States, we get like the Lakeside collection or something. Or my mom does. She gets all the like home interior stuff. And whenever I'm at her house, I just collect them, and I'm like all circle stuff. I'm like, you can order me any of this for Christmas. Or, grandparents need ideas. My grandma loves QVC.
Oh my gosh, Home Shopping Network. Yes. She watches that on repeat.
Sometimes it's hit or miss though. I'm like, sometimes it's great, and sometimes I'm like, this was definitely from QVC, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to me, like I have talked about it a couple times, I used to stay with my grandma a lot because my parents travel like 6 months out of the year. So I was with her a lot. I know, it's ridiculous. And so she would watch QVC so much that now it's like comfort. Like I wish I had cable so I could just turn it on in the background and have them talk about like random jewelry and like random home products. That it's like,
and they are so convincing. Like I watch it and I'm like, I don't need that, but somehow I'm like halfway there already.
My mom and I love to watch the Quacker Factory lady, but she's since passed. But watching that fashion is a riot. There's like, and there's nothing wrong with this, but they're selling like stretchy pants and stuff, and you're like, I don't know, the way they sell it, you're like, wait, what?
Like, it's gonna be a high fashion.
Like it's very like my plus size ladies will get this, like the Lane Bryant top with like the cutout shoulder pieces and the bedazzling, and you're like, why am I spending $70 on this? It's a very specific look, and it just it's so good.
And like jeggings, it's like they can convince me that that's a thing.
Quacker. And it's no shade towards it. It's just the lady was hilarious, so it was just always be fun to watch her.
I mean, she knew how to sell stuff.
She did. She's just like, I would threaten my mom, like if she was, I'm like, I'm buying you this for your birthday. Just wait. I was going to buy the tackiest thing they have, and I'm getting you that. Some pieces were fine, but there'd always be that one thing that you're like, who's buying this?
Hey, I'm like, did they see it? Did they see it? And they're like, I have to sell this. Like that would be a hard sell. Yeah, Heather, no shade on jeggings. I'm talking about not jeggings, pajama jeans is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
even those though. Like, whatever, do your thing.
Yeah. Jeggings are the most comfortable thing ever. If you're wearing a long shirt over it or sweater, like, why punish yourself?
I have 2 pairs that I wear when I worked at the office. I wore them to work.
I mean,
with a tunic, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm home all the time. I'm living in bike shorts and oversized t-shirts. I am living the 80s dream.
You are.
Great.
It was funny when I had my job interview, I couldn't find a damn thing in my closet that actually fit. And I'm like, the quarantine 15 is a thing.
Yes, going back to the office.
Now, full transparency, it's fine.
I know, right?
I had to go to the doctor the other day, and it wasn't for like it was for like when I had that breakout thing, and I forgot, like you mentally block out that they're gonna like make you get on a scale, and you're like,
the worst.
It's been a while.
Can I pass? I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Pass. No, thank you.
Oh, good.
A lot of times though, I do want to be like, what does that have to do with me having a
You can say no. You can say no, thank you.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Can I opt out of this, please?
You literally can though, like, because there is no
reason.
reason.
There's no reason they have to.
No, I know. That's I was there for like a skin problem. I'm like, and they're like, are you stressed? I'm like, now I am.
I know. It's like they take your blood pressure right after, and they're like,
why is your blood pressure so high? I'm like, maybe because you wait.
Yes, exactly. That happens to me all the time. They're like, oh, your blood pressure's a little high. I'm like, I'm at the doctor, and you guys are telling me to do these things I don't want to do.
Yeah, in general, like a lot of people don't love the doctor, so I'm like, I'm on the couch, I'm probably fine.
Right.
Well, the funniest here is that up here we have the metric system, right? So if I go to the doctor and I get on the scale, it's in kilograms. Whereas I'm used to pounds, like even though, right? So I'll look at it and be like 73.5. I'm like, damn. And then I get back to my seat and I'm Googling it. And I'm like, bitch.
That's kind of nice though. Like you go and you're like, I really have no idea what that number means. So whatever.
And then the doctor just yells at me, did you know? Yeah, I'm well aware. Believe me, my pants don't fit. I don't need you to tell me anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure.
The postpartum life is fun.
On the dentist. Yeah, I've got. I just went to the dentist and I have to get some fillings.
No, I hate the dentist too. It's something about like my teeth. I don't know. Mm-mm.
I don't see it. I'm the opposite. Rather get my teeth cleaned than go to the regular doctor. No judgment. Comfort all the way, guys. Comfort all the way.
Yeah, especially right now. We're all wearing stretchy garments.
I was going to say, coming from the girl in a t-shirt and Nike shorts, I have no space here. I just went to the dentist a lot because I had to get a crown. And so in 2 of my vlogs, I'm like probably drooling on myself because half of my face is numb. So,
yeah, I'm due for one. And you know when you like just keep putting it off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's great right now, actually, because like I think my cleaning last 6-month one was like 30 minutes because they just want you in and out so fast.
Yeah.
We don't want to deal with you. We don't want you here that long. Get in. Let's do this. Bye.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah, mine was put off because of everything, and it was in and out. But they're also like, but you also have like all these cavities you have to come back and do. I'm like, no.
I know. I have one to get done, and I'm like, but it doesn't hurt.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm supposed to be in every 3 months, and I haven't been in like 6 months, so I really should call them.
Yeah.
But it's expensive.
It took forever to get in. Like I made my appointment in June and I couldn't get in until August. Like they were backed up. I guess just because they're probably spreading everyone out and they were closed for a little bit. And it's crazy.
Yeah. So what's everyone reading this weekend? Like right now? Did we say that already? I might have missed it.
No, you're okay.
No, not really. Kind of, sort of. I just started Destiny's Surrender by Beverly Jenkins. Book 2 in the Destiny series. I just started it today, so that'll probably take me through the weekend.
Nice.
Sarah?
I've just started Louisiana Lucky, which is a women's fiction novel about 3 sisters that play the lottery and they end up winning this big prize. And it's, I think Chloe, you read it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a NetGalley read. And so far I'm liking it.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Like they won like the money lottery.
Like a mega amount of money.
Nice.
Yeah, they're 3 sisters and they like get together once a month and have like a girls' night and play the lottery, and one month they actually win, and they've all got like different issues going on that they need the money for, and so it's just their stories.
Awesome. Yeah. So far it's cute.
Yeah.
I'm reading Mexican Gothic right now by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is a horror book. It's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Beautiful cover, but I don't remember. So I was like, I'll pick it up.
So I didn't think I did either, and I'm enjoying it pretty much. I'm trying to like dip my toes into some other genres, just in general.
Yeah.
Just have backups when I'm in like a slump to try different things, because that's my slump busting solution. Is like, okay, romance isn't working. Let's read something totally like on the flip side. And what better than horror? It's really good. It's very beautifully written. Great audio. And I literally just downloaded Destiny's Surrender from my library. So
cool.
That's next as soon as I finish up Mexican Gothic.
Nice.
I am reading The Dating Itinerary by Brooke Williams, and it's an arc that comes out either Tuesday or September 10th. NetGalley and Goodreads say different things, so I don't know. I got the e-arc from Entangled, and so I am reading it just in case it's the 17th, but I don't know. So reading that, and then and that one is cute. It's about a girl who she's like a reporter of some sort, and she is given this dating itinerary, a bunch of things she has to do like in regards to dating and report about it. So she did like speed dating, and that's all I've seen so far, but it's like 200 pages, so hopefully it'll be cute. And then am also reading Between the Lies, I think, by Michelle Adams. And it's a thriller about a woman who, her name is Chloe, and she wakes up and she like has no idea. She's got no idea what's going on. And she's like slowly finding out that she was in an accident that she may or may not have done intentionally. And her son died, and like her parents are like keeping her like sequestered and intentionally not telling her anything. And so it's really like ominous and creepy, and it's good. Yeah.
Cool. I think I already said I'm reading. I'm going to start A Week to Be Wicked tonight, I think, and by Tessa Dare. And then I'm just reading more of the arc of Can't Help Falling by Cara Bastone, which is really cute. It's like it's set in New York, and it's contemporary romance. And the first one, like I said, Just a Heartbeat Away, was one of my favorites of July. So this one's like the best friends, two of the best friends from the first book. And she is like, he's kind of like the playboy kind of thing. Like, not really, he just doesn't want something serious, and she does. She's really interested in like fostering. So obviously she wants like a stable relationship. And so that's all I've got so far. But it's really cute so far. And
I want to read those. I love those covers because they have the dogs on them. They're so cute.
Yes, I the first one was so good because it had an age gap and a single dad, and I was like all in. But it was like, it wasn't that big. It was like a 10-year age gap. So, anyways, but yeah. So hopefully I'll just do that.
My phone shut down.
My phone used to die like every 20 minutes. I just had to get a new one because I could not take the battery life anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Well, I think I am going to have to go feed Annie. So I will probably hop off. But
yeah. I'll run in a sec too.
And we've barely talked about books, and I've loved it.
I love that too.
Anyway, well, okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Kayla.
Bye, Chloe.
Bye, everybody.
What are you currently reading,
I don't know,
Lizzie?
you guys. Oh, I just came back on. I thought maybe you were already going to be off pretty soon, but I turned on my computer and y'all were still talking, so I thought, okay, I may as well jump back in. What did you ask me?
What are you currently in the middle of?
What am I currently reading? I am reading a book by an author of color, and hang on a second. Let me see if I can reach it. Where is it? Hand me that book, the white one that says Right Package. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so here it is. Right Package, Wrong Baggage. I gotta find. I'm on my old phone, so I don't know where the camera is. There we go. This is just a sweet Christian romance, and so far I can't figure out how. Well, it apparently is about a woman who she meets this man at church, and they hit it off. And I guess he's got something in his past that he's just about to reveal to her. So I'm sure there's going to be the whole theme of like forgiveness and, just, taking people as they are and all of that. But I'm still like trying to think, okay, what did he do? Murder somebody? I mean, I don't know, because they keep saying that, like, I don't think he's been in jail. So I don't know. It's interesting. But so far, it is pretty much what it said it was going to be on the back of the book. So that's good. And I finished a buddy read with Mandy Garrett, who is also a booktuber. And we're reading the Tyler series together. It's an old Harlequin series called Welcome to Tyler that have a bunch of quilts on the front. And I can't reach it from here. But anyway, it's pretty good. It's just like a small town set in Wisconsin. And there's an overarching mystery that covers that like goes through all 12 books, and then within each book there's a romance and maybe a mystery. So the one we just finished was about a lady who's it's called Sunshine by Pat Warren, and it was about a woman who's recently widowed, and then she finds out that her husband was keeping some deep dark secrets, and so it goes from there. But I just finished that, and I finished the first Ransom Canyon book. I liked 2 out of the 3 storylines. So I didn't think, I know Kayla and I have talked a little bit about Jodie Thomas, and she's really good. She's a really good storyteller. But this one, I think, was not as strong of a start to a series as her other series that I've read. And Sarah, I noticed that you only rated it like 3 stars, I think.
Yeah,
remember Ransom Canyon?
Yeah. It wasn't fantastic, but I do like the way that she does that series with the overarching. So, but you do have to read that series in order, or else you're going to be totally lost. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because the storylines, some end in one book, some don't, some carry on. It was very similar.
Yeah.
Virgin River did the same thing too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I highly recommend the Harmony series by Jodie Thomas. Each book is there's a little bit of intrigue or mystery or some kind of exciting thing that happens in each of the books, along with the romance. So it's kind of romantic suspense. And I think she's just really good at writing characters. And I'm totally character driven. I have to like my characters or I don't like the book. And so I think she's just really good at writing good characters.
Yeah, I'm the same way. If I don't like the characters, it's a hard sell for me.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain exceptions, but not many.
Well, I'm sorry, what was that?
I just said there's a couple exceptions to that, but typically not many. Like if it's not, that's why I don't love reading about what do you call it? Like characters that you don't like. Like villains that are like the main characters, like hard to. You know what I'm talking about? Like some people love like the gray, morally gray characters. And I don't usually go for that just because I don't usually like someone who's that bad of a person. And so, but I get why it's intriguing for people for sure.
Yeah. Well, I just read the new Hunger Games book, and it's about President Snow as a young person. And of course, President Snow is like the ultimate villain in Hunger Games. And I was watching another booktuber talk about it, and they were saying how they were hoping that it wasn't going to be a book where you would want to sympathize with him, because he didn't want to sympathize with him. He wanted to keep hating him, you know. And so it's just fine. I don't know. It's a tricky road to write about villains, because you want to be able to understand where they're coming from, but yet not say, okay, well, I understand, so I guess it's okay for you to be evil, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is. I think it's harder to write about an unlikable character. That is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely. I read the Hunger Games. I don't know if I'll read this one. But
the first 2/3 are great. The last third is like, ugh. But it's kind of there, I'm assuming, because it's sort of a segue into there's probably going to be another book or two in this prequel. And so I think it's just there to sort of segue between the current book and the newest and the next book. And that's my prediction. But yeah, it really should have just ended at the first 2/3. It should have just ended there as far as this book is concerned.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it. For a Hunger Games fan, I think it's a really good book, and it's exciting to have another book in that series.
Definitely.
So we're supposed to be talking about romance. I'm sorry.
There's going to be another 2 books, another 2 prequels.
I'm guessing.
Or you think?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Sure. I could see that. I mean, I don't know. I guess I get it. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as before. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't just try something new, but at the same time, if you're a diehard fan of that series, I guess you would want something else. So I don't know, you know?
Yeah. It's also hard just because like there's been so much time, and so the author has to kind of, obviously, you know, they've changed in the 10 years of the books, and so trying to go back and even though it's a different, you know, decade of the book, it's a prequel, it's still kind of, I don't know, their writing might have changed, or it's kind of hard to go back into something that you've already created so long ago.
Oh yeah,
right. Now, Suzanne Collins, Hunger Games is not her only series. She's got a fantastic middle grade series called Gregor the Overlander, the Underland Chronicles. It is fantastic. It's a fantasy series that takes place under the ground, and I love it so much. There's these gigantic cockroaches and gigantic bats that they ride around on, and it is awesome. It's a 5-book series. So if you want to read something else by Suzanne Collins, definitely give that one a try. It would make great movies, and I don't know why they haven't ever made movies of that series. But it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't read much.
We're getting farther from romance.
Okay, I think a lot of us have read, other genres.
I read the first Hunger Games, but I didn't continue on. Again, I'm old.
Sarah's under a stream of sunlight.
Christ almighty.
Just like the heaven shining.
The devil horns.
Yeah, it was pouring here when we started, and now the sun's out. I'm like, this weather is weird here today. I don't know what's going on. I just want fall.
Tell me about it.
So freaking hot.
Ashley, what state are you in?
I'm in Georgia.
Ashley, what? In Georgia, okay.
Yeah.
So you're just north of me then. I'm in Florida.
Okay, yeah, I live.
Where are you, Kayla?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, in Texas. Okay. Well, no wonder you read Jody Thomas then, right?
Yes.
Jody Thomas, the ultimate Texas romance author.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Ashley. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I live in northern part of the state, so it's not as hot like it's as the southern part. But I grew up in Florida. Actually, I grew up in Jacksonville area. So, yeah.
And hi, Amber. Yeah, Amber lives in Georgia. She lives in a town where some of my ancestors are from, so we've chatted about that.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's funny where everyone's from. I always love hearing where people, I don't know, all over the world. You know what I mean? It's always interesting to see where everyone lives.
Right. Berna was on here a while ago chatting. She's from Turkey.
Yeah,
so
it's almost like Turkey.
Cool. I'm glad some people were able to join since it was a little bit
I kind of like the idea of having it in the afternoon so more people can join in.
Yeah, no, I like it. And honestly, I mean, I think most people, if we get the schedule, can do it in the afternoon. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes it's probably easier than the evening too, with dinner and all that. If you have kids.
Yeah, and then with time zones, I know Kayla's in a different from us.
Yes, yeah. I know when you said it at first, I thought I was late because
I know.
Berna.
I forgot I was signed up for the second half technically. So then I'm like, wait, what time is it? I don't even know. I'm just gonna go to the comments and you just call me when it's time.
Yeah, I had to put it in Central because I have to Google it because I don't know. I get them mixed up all the time.
Yeah, because my brother lives in Louisiana, so he's in Central, and I always call him. And it's always I always forget. And so he's like, well, I'm still eating dinner. I'm like, what are you eating dinner? It's 8 p.m. He's like, no, it's 7 p.m. I'm like, so, awesome. Well, I may have to jump off in a second.
Yeah, I think I got to as well because it's almost dinner time for us here.
Yeah, I was going to say, in our time zone.
In our time zone.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for chatting,
go
guys.
Thank you. Yeah, this was fun. Definitely fun.
Yeah,
I can do it again.
Yeah, hopefully by the next time we'll have more books read.
You and me both.
Solidarity.
The last live show will be on Chloe's channel, and I think it's 2 p.m. Central again.
Yeah.
So yeah, read some more books, and we'll talk about.
Right? Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
29th. I think it's going to be August.
Yeah, the last Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. Last Saturday.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good. All right, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys then.
Yes.
I cracked them, but I need